Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Young Sutton, and this is the follow-up video for the question of my missing book from France. Now in this video, you will see how the Grand Jeu Lenormand answers the same question that I answered with the Petit Lenormand in video 1. Okay, the question was, what will the outcome be of my book order? And I drew the 4 of diamonds as the center card, with the 4 of spades and the 3 of hearts. Now in this video, I'm just going to mention the elements of each card that I found the most useful, though every element fit the context and made sense. So they all work together, okay? Now first you need to know what the card positions represent. The center card represents the seeker, the question and its influences, as well as the general answer. So this is your main card. So remember, this card is me, okay? Represents me, it's talking about me, all that. All right, the left card represents outside forces. These are external influences or the factors that are outside of my control or have already been acting on the situation in question. The right card talks about the attitude to adopt and action steps. This is talking about how I should think, the perspective I need to have to move forward, as well as how I might behave or act as I move forward, okay? Now, the 4 of diamonds. The first thing that I notice is that this card is from the Golden Fleece group, which pertains to business, commerce, and trade. Bingo, I'm already on the right track. Overall, this is a card of prosperity, abundance, recognition, and powerful protection. Okay, now this isn't a card of deliveries or receiving something, but of protection. So already it appeared that I wouldn't be getting the book, nor would I be cheated, because I'm protected. So the cartomantic meaning of the card. Now let me just mention quickly that I've heard it said that the playing cards in this system were only included as a way to organize the cards, but I have found that not to be the case. Every single card that I have gone through carefully already, the cartomantic meaning correlates with the rest of the images on the card. So they're not just there, don't just dismiss them. I always read them and they add a lot to the meaning. Okay, so 4s bring complications or a turn of events to any situation, which already offers 2 alternatives. The card refers to difficult decisions related to business transactions, jobs, material goods, or buying. Bingo, buying. And says there will be a problem with your original plan. Spot on, because my original plan was to get the book. So this confirms that I either won't get the book, or I may get another copy of the book if the seller has one, but then I'd have to wait at least another month. Either way, there's a problem with my original plan. That I got all that from the 4 of diamonds. All right, so do not discount those playing cards. All right, the flowers down here say, don't be discouraged by difficulties. You'll succeed in the end and will find someone to help you, but you must skillfully defend your position without further delay. This is telling me to take action, isn't it? It's telling me, don't worry, you're gonna win, but you have to take action. So let's look at the large image here. So the large image is of Medea. I hope I'm saying that right. I call her Medea, the sorceress, and she gives Jason a vial containing a magic powder for protection and assistance. His quest, don't forget, is to obtain the Golden Fleece, which, you may not know this, belonged to Medea's father, King Aedes of Colchis. And okay, so this refers to assistance and support in reaching your goal. But there's an element of complications or betrayal in this card that caught my attention. All right. Now the left image represents fear and uncertainty, and that's certainly what I was feeling when I drew these cards. Now remember that this is part of the external forces part of the story over here. The right image is the opposite. This refers to self-confidence and security, and this is part of the attitude and actions part of the story. Now, I have to say that in all of the books I've been translating, some of them, or at least one anyway, have gotten this wrong, that they're reading both of these images as the same, meaning the same thing. But all you have to do is look at these images. Look at him. He's got his shield down, and he stepped forward into his opponent. He is confident. He is secure. He knows he's going to kick that dragon's ass, right? Look at this guy. Does he look very secure? He stepped back. Look at his body posture. He has stepped back. His arm is up with his weapon drawn. Okay, his weapon is down. His is up, ready to swing, and he's got his shield in front of him. So they are opposites. Okay? Now, okay, so let's go to the Four of Spades. The cartomantic meaning of the Four of Spades is legal battles, arguments, disputes, and a temporarily blocked situation. The main image shows Hera disguised as an old woman to trick Semele. And the meaning is, beware of those around you. People are lying to further their own interests. Even if their reasons are entirely honorable, they still may be taking advantage of you inadvertently, okay? Now, this said to me that the seller may have shipped the book, but they probably weren't going to give me my money back unless I contacted them, because the book went missing, right? All right. Now, the letter Q brings caution and independence, and Q's bring a business energy to the reading. So that was very important. And here, even the geomantic meaning added something because it pertains to an alteration of fortune. Okay? Now, the constellation, this was important too. And they don't always, add much to the reading. That's what I've noticed so far, but sometimes they do. This constellation is supposed to be the southern fish. It means a rivalry is finally overcome. All right. Now notice the moon. I don't know how clearly you can see that. Some cards have the sun. This one has the moon. The moon announces that the situation is one without a solid foundation. So, and it's over here in the outside forces. So that made sense too. Okay. Now the right image is the one we're using. I mean, I go through the entire card to get the overall meaning, but this is the image that we're using here. We're pairing this with this, okay? And this shows Zeus appearing to Semele. She's sleeping, right? Zeus is appearing as lightning, and then she incinerates, okay? Thus, Hera's revenge is complete. Remember, she's up here trying to trick her. Well, here she just did, okay? So keep this in mind when you're reading all of these, interpreting all these images. Like here, are you the one sleeping or are you the one appearing as lightning? Always match these to your context, okay? Now let's go over to the Three of Hearts. The cartomantic meaning of the Three of Hearts is emotional stability, fertility, birth, and rebirth. Well, this is on the attitude side, so I need to stay cool and give birth to something, right? Okay, the overall meaning of the card is success and inspiration and creative projects. It's considered to be like the sun card of the Petite Lenormand, as the success card that's strong enough to mitigate the negative aspects of neighboring cards. So this is a very positive card, this Three of Hearts. Now the flowers promise recognition in your life. Former enemies will become friends and obstacles will give way to great hopes. A little exaggeration there. I wouldn't say this former enemy is my friend, but they weren't an enemy either. So, you have to put everything in context. Okay, again, this suggests that the seller and I will come to an agreement, right? Now, the left image, right? That, first, let me just point out, because I mentioned protection in both of these, right? And recognition. I now have two cards of protection and recognition. All right, so the left image here, down here, is the one that we are reading, the one that we're interpreting to go with this. Remember, this is the confident guy here, right? Now, who's this? Well, this image relates to competition, intellectual dishonesty, and one going unrecognized for a while, being ignored by those to whom he bestowed gifts, or in this case, money. Okay? Now, let me just clarify what intellectual dishonesty is, because that's important. It refers to being dishonest without straight out lying. It refers to being deceptive, fudging, being unfair while pretending to be fair, saying things that make no sense but pretending they do. This would be represented by the fox card in the Petit Lenormand. All right? So the overall card meaning, I'm just talking about this image here, not the overall card. All right? The overall card meaning is success, but the small image down here is telling me that I'm currently being ignored by the one I gave my money to. All right? But my confident action over here, paired with this, will bring success. Remember, these are attitudes and actions to take. So what conclusion did I draw? Well, I've waited long enough. I'm being ignored by the seller, and it's up to me to contact them, at which time I should be successful in getting my money back, but not the book. That was the conclusion I drew after reading these cards. What actually happened? I contacted the seller, who immediately refunded my money. And I do mean immediately. So immediate that it took them no time to look into the matter, which told me that these cards were right on the money. I believe they knew the book would never reach me. They may not even ever have shipped it, but they weren't going to do the right thing if I didn't demand that they do the right thing. Boop! There it is, my friends. The Grand Jeu filled in all of the details. But because I'm still studying this system, I used the Petit Lenormand to set the stage. Now, if you are interested in learning more about the Grand Jeu Lenormand, join my Facebook group, Lisa Loves Lenormand, Traditional Method of Distance and Beyond. And thanks for watching, everybody. Now go play with your Grand Jeu and your Petit Lenormand cards. Bye for now.